Hello, everyone. Good Sunday morning, and welcome to you all. This is Tibetan Buddhist Society of Canberra, doing our regular Sunday morning calm abiding meditation. We don't really get much feedback how the meditation is going, how many people participating. But we do the meditation anyway, so that those who are probably will be too busy sitting meditating, not trying to respond on the Facebook, which we don't think necessary. So we will do the prayers, the refuge, which is a meditation in itself, because when prayer, people think that we are praying to someone, but that's not the case really. Prayer is more like a confirmation, reconfirmation for oneself in expressing our deep sense of love or belief and respect, and how precious the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, the three gems, are. And therefore, because these three, by thinking of these three gems, we actually become much more sane. It's not so much important happiness is, because sanity is probably more important than the happiness. So that when we are with our good situations, that then we can discover the gem within us. That being able to mind our mind is the best sort of gem. And this comes from the inspiration from the Buddha and his teachings and the Sangha that follows them. So to express that, to honor that, we therefore do the formality of reciting the refuge prayer 3 times. But here our suggestion is not just a formality, but make it real meditation on the recollection of the qualities of the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, and then try to revitalize your own joy when you found them. And it's good to keep that find and renew that sort of joy that from the findings of the refuge in the triple gem. It's just not following some people or cult figure or tradition or like that. It's not like that. It's just trying to cultivate sanity and humanity in this world in particular. So I'll do the refuge prayer now. I'll do first in Tibetan once, and then twice in English. Dāgī jīnzō jībē zō nā māngyē, dhōlā bēngyē zāngyē, dhōbā yō indā Buddha Dharma Sangha, Haide Refuge la Dhamma, Bhave Chōvā jīvē hendālā, Ajare Buddha Chōvā Henda Buddha Dharma Sangha, Haide Refuge la Dhamma, Bhave Chōvā jīvē hendālā, Ajare Buddha Chōvā. Now those who have this amazing sense of little bit of sanity of their mind through the inspiration of the three gems, then they are committed and they vow to renew, their vow to practice loving kindness to all people and all sentient beings in every different situations. Because if you practice loving kindness, you will be gentle with them, where you speak to them, where you think of them, when you talk to them, when you do things, you do it gently. Even if they're a little bit agitating, a bit aggressive, you try to practice loving kindness. that's the sanity we're talking about. So therefore, we need to renew the vow to commitment to practice loving kindness, and also renew the vow to practice compassion when people have lots of problems and difficulties, and some of their difficulties are spilling over us or whatever. We need to practice compassion. We shouldn't practice judgment and righteousness and all those rigid little conventions that you have made in your own mind, try to impose them on others. That's not compassion. That is violence. So we have to practice compassion to sentient beings. Then you will find the difficulties of others empowers you to develop skills to overcome your own neurosis. That's compassion. So commitment to practice these two. When you do this practice in your mind, then you will have the joy which is so unsurpassable from any other temporary pleasures or happiness. That these are both the temporary pleasure and happiness are temporary, and joy from practicing loving kindness, compassion, absence of ill will and judgment is really, really rivetingly strong. It can restore your senses, and your nervous system could be repaired, and your immune system will improve because you are well lit from within. The joy can burn the coldness in you, the chill from outside. All that could be thawed by your joyfulness. And when you have joy, you can benefit others. What you do becomes useful and done very meaningfully. Joy, and there still will be some people or situations you couldn't quite make them calm or pacify or happy. So you should not be wavered by them, but remain very equanimously balanced. So the fourth is equanimity. These four are immeasurable. And they even call for immeasurables. Immeasurable, psychophysical, healing kind of tones, emotionally very healing tones comes from this. So let's offer prayers and include others in our hearts, minds, with loving kindness, not anger, not resentment. And we should include others with compassion, not with aggression or violence and blame and criticism and negativities. It gets you nowhere. It puts you many years behind, many years behind. So you age very quickly, and you lose lots of time and friendship. So practice equanimity. So to renew this vow, I'll chant again, and once in Tibetan, first of all. Wisdom Damje Dewa Dan Devi Juda Dembara Juju Danga Da Dunga Juda and Dawara Juju Danga Mebe Dewa Damera Juju Nire Jada Dan Jave Danya La Nebara Juroju May hobbies, happiness, and the cause of happiness, may they be free from suffering, and the cause of suffering, may they never part from the happiness that knows no suffering, may they dwell equanimity, free from her judgment and aversion to those near and far. May hobbies, happiness, and the cause of happiness, the be free, bronze offering, and the cause of suffering. May they never part from the happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell equanimity, free from attachment, and never to those near and far. So now we'll meditate. In our session, we will have 3 parts. After each part's finished, I'll hit the gong. First meditation should be focused on your posture, because posture is so important. We can't emphasize enough. We're basically ruled by our body, but here we should do the otherwise. We should calm the body, the 5 sense doors, completely ironed and calmed and paused by your 6th mental consciousness, scanning the body, calming the gaze of the eyes, serene, peaceful, loving. One pointed, not widely open the eye, no blinking the eye, no, just half open, straight on the floor. And your chin slightly tucked in, jaw relaxed, shoulders slightly upraised and balanced, and the back is straight and very well erected. The straighter the back, clearer your awareness and attention will be. And your 2 hands, the elbows, relax, stretch slightly out, and 2 hands right inside the left, the 2 thumbs touching just below the navel. Your back of hands gently rest on the lap, but not too heavily on the thighs, just right, just above the thighs. Not falling on the lap, but just holding that balanced, equanimous hand gesture. And your stomach muscle pulled back slightly to allow the straightness of the back. And your both feet in cross-legged posture. Hold the whole bodily posture still. And the gaze of eye very, very still. But still not with the rigidity and stiffness, but still with the attention. Your body, your gaze of eyes, most importantly, attention. Your whole attention is to focus on the whole body. So any parts of the body starting to feel rigid or slack, you remedy them gently. And so you deliberately make a routine, scanning up from the feet all the way to the crown, from the crown all the way down to the back and the bottom. And try to scan again and again, mindfully. The more you scan, the more awareness of the mindfulness bodily posture become. As a result of that, you are calm and serene. Your mind isn't filtering or moving out or distracted or becoming forgetful or dull or lazy. Instead, your mind is very, very alert and mindful. After good 6 to 8 rounds of scanning, take a short and sharp and mini break. Let the mind rest in this complete serenity by keeping the body well tamed and sense doors in particular. And stay on complete guard and alertness to stay calmly in this posture. mindfully keeping the posture as the base. Now focus one's mindful attention to the incoming breath that you consciously inhale, witness, see, and feel the good that comes with oxygen, all the things positive, and feel inspired. And then likewise, the oxygen goes in the lungs, and witness and follow, it permeates intravenously. It brings red blood cells vibrantly flooding through the whole nervous system and feel rejuvenated. And as you're starting to exhale, as the breath comes out from the up nostrils and mouth, witness it go out, the carbon releasing, all the stress and difficulties, mindful exhale and feel relief. And in this way, qualify each round breath by doing each knowingly, feeling and witnessing clearly, and count each round forward as high a number you can get without losing the count, still keeping the posture correct and mindfully fixing attention to each round breath, and that you then additionally learn to count it at the end of each exhalation, 1 and 2 and so on after each round. Unless you lose the count, which is unlikely, keep counting as far as high a number you can get. Should you become lost count at times, simply use it as a reminder to take a mini break and start again. Otherwise, keep relishing the endurance of counting each qualified round of breath calmly, without any touch of idleness, excuse, or laziness, or distraction, or dull, or doubt. Just one-pointedly, mindfully, you are totally with each round of breath and the number you count. keeping your very good physical posture as the base. Now this time you will focus on the super qualified inhalation, which consists of your attention that sees, does, knows, feels the good incoming breath from outside through the nostrils, slowly descending into your chest, spreading into the lungs. So super qualified in noticing the passage of the incoming breath as gentle beginning and the peak, then gentle conclusion, and then becomes gentle beginning of permeation, peak of permeation, flooding intravenously through the whole nervous system, spreading everywhere, rejuvenating, and then slowly the permeating breath slowly tapers off, then becomes beginning of outgoing breath from the nostril. The ascending air from the chest goes up through the throat and the nostrils, and then it releases. Gentle conclusion of exhalation releases all the tension, aches and pains in the body. Thus count that as the number. You do this reverse counting super qualified. So you can count backwards from 50 all the way to 0 after each rounds. You count that as the number reversingly without losing the count. In this way you will keep the great attention boosted super qualifyingly. Do this without any idleness, forgetfulness, and distraction.